Mau tuh. Wah. Halo guys, welcome. Kita nonton RRQ dulu ya guys ya. Kita nonton RRQ dulu guys. Aduh cuma nih nggak bisa hilang cok. Ininya gimana cok? Cara hilangnya gimana nih cok? Cara ngilangin gimana guys? Kalian tahu nggak guys? Kalian tahu nggak guys? Bentar. Wah, anjir. Nah guys, loh kok ini jadi ke situ cok. Bentar guys. Match ulang nih kita. Wah.
/8th position. They got taken down by CU soon. They were the champions in the Myanmar qualifiers, and they had a really good run. When it came to that's when Bebix was able to get that kill over him.
Betul guys. Salah gue ya.
Able to take
focused on the game.
Hero. So far in game of few teams will prioritize this. Right behind that will be the kill.
I have that MPL Philippines meta that I can actually put out here for everyone to kind of digest in. But you know, looking at the schedule here once again, we just witnessed Little Gun and Burmese Schools. Burmese Schools will be moving forward in a 2-0. We're still waiting here for the match of DEUSVULT and RRQ Hoshi here. That will be the final match of the day for the Group A. So we'll actually find out the overall picture later on. You guys have to watch out for Nightmare as well, and Fireflux, RCC, and Black for the final match of the night. Actually, I'm happy that I kind of casted almost all of the regions already as of the moment, right? Like I casted in Mekong, I've seen Nightmare, I've casted a couple of Blacklist International show matches.
About in the Philippines, I affect RQ Hoshi synergy. Was it worth trading? The Valentina is still on the table. I mean, it could be a viable option if they do want to have some heals, especially faults. Okay, with E
by Banana here,
their opponent, and then the same thing, Skylar just easily able to gap his enemy marksman. So it is going to be a challenge over there for the side of DEUSVULT, but I do like their draft. I'm actually maybe favoring their draft a little bit more than RQ Hoshi. I think both of them are pretty strong. I just like when it comes to how synergized the side of DEUSVULT is looking. There's going to be a lot of CC, but there's a lot of sustainability to work into the favor of RQ Hoshi as we are now getting ready to jump into the most anticipated match of the Game of Futures 2024 group stage, RRQ out from Indonesia going up against DEUSVULT from Russia.
Cakep.
Who will
Wah,
be able to claim
benar nih,
this
guys.
series?
Betul, betul.
Yeah, Brusco going out to give the vision here for RRQ Hoshi, knowing that Magister actually started off with that red buff.
Gue ini-
Maybe possibly
Oh, jangan udah martis ya
trying
mereka
to
ya.
be a menace here, or a nuisance rather, in the jungle
Okta,
battle
cakep,
against
Okta.
DEUSVULT.
Okta make-
Okta is here rotating towards them, but Kid Bomba though on the top side, a solo kill being picked up there by the Benedetta, by Banana here of RRQ Hoshi, but Brusco right now getting dealt with here by Sawo, being punished there for overextending.
A quick response, 1-1 on the board, but man, not too often do you see a Ruby fall this early in the game. It's one of the most sustainable heroes, especially on a 1v1. I mean, a Ruby can 1v3 when teams try and dive her, just with the amount of CC she has available. Kid Bomba just kind of being a little
si
too
ininya,
overly aggressive.
si
Kinda puts
Gwyn,
the
guys,
sights on
roamernya.
Benedetta. I mean, he's a Benedetta main so far, at least for the game of futures with how well he's been executing. But I will say, Kid Bomba,
Romer si Gwyn, iya
upcoming
benar.
prospect in the XP lane, can definitely give him a little bit of a
Namanya
challenge.
Sawo lagi yang jadi.
But you are going to see the other death on the other side of the table. That is going to be Sawo, who did pick up the assist. The kill went to Magister. That is the jungle for the
Si
side.
musuh ada make Skylar, make ini cok.
Rotations and farm.
Oh, looking at the emblems here too for both sides, RRQ Hoshi, a lot of those quantum charges coming out from Banana and Brusco.
Oh, banana
Just to have that extra mobility for their team. And RRQ right now, lots of pressure
lagi
on the
naik
XP
pisan
lanes.
itu.
A thing that we've seen in other teams too. Pressure out the XP lanes so that they can have this really good position when it comes to these turtle fights. And we all know that the turtle fights, it's a tug of war between the two teams. Sawo does not have that ultimate just yet. Turtles at half HP, and it's actually going to be a reset here by both sides. 1-1 in the 2-minute mark. No one's still in the lead right now, but everyone is looking to take it in for themselves by at least taking in the first objective here, which is going to be the turtle.
You know, and I kind of said I was favoring DEUSVULT's draft, but honestly, I'm liking both sides. This may be the best drafting I've seen so far in Game of Futures 2024. Both of them have great synergy. You have the Mathilda to use the guiding wind to be able to keep Barats alive and get him to safety when needed. There goes a circling eagle over there, wrapped around from Brusco. You are going to see Banana take some damage, use the Electophon on will be able to claim the turtle from the side of Hoshi, and now play. Magister very low, special migration in. Sawo takes down Banana. Octa finds Magister.
Untung masih.
Even on the scoreboard, 2-2, but
Si Ruby-nya kacau, cok.
first neutral
Jauh banget anjir itu. Lihat nih,
Definitely
Ruby-nya
a better
nih.
trade there. Let's take a look at the replay. What actually
Lihat
went down
Ruby-nya,
was
guys, nih.
Banana goes in for the
Oh.
Electo final ball, and then you got in that Netherrealm from Octa to save the day. It was a 1-for-1 trade. Banana was punished, but for the price of Magister, definitely
Sekarang
worth it
pakai
here for
ini,
RRQ Hoshi.
itu. Oke lah.
Definitely worth it indeed, but it's still pretty even in terms of the economy. You're looking at RQ Hoshi leading by about 700 gold. Keep in mind, this is one of the top regions in MLBB, Indonesia. DEUSVULT definitely having a lot to prove here on how far they have came as a region from Russia, right? They placed 4th place inside of M5, taken down by Blacklist from the Philippines, but now gonna go ahead and show Indonesia what they're about. RQ Hoshi looking stronger than ever though with that first neutral
Atas lawan tuh.
We'll go ahead and give them a massive XP boost and a good start.
Atas tuh, Banana sama ini
Looking
nih,
at the side laner,
Kid Bomba.
Skylar is going to be running this Nathan, going up against Hiko on this Claude. Both of them late game damage dealers, but definitely can hit very
Akankah
hard
mereka
if their teams
memperebutkan
can scale. So I would say needing to kind of put some pressure in the gold lane would be a really good start for either side if they want to try and take advantage, at least for the early game, and have mid control.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential.
Harusnya
here
pakai
too for
Levi
this
ya,
split,
guys.
which is coming out from
Levi.
RRQ. They got the
dapat,
they also
dapat.
got in that
dapat,
Nathan.
cok.
There you go, Irad getting a sunset
Irad.
lover there.
Ya,
Nice
sunset.
setup there by Brusco to enable that play coming out from RRQ Hoshi. This is big, especially before the turtle fight. You don't have the
Oh,
vision
bawah,
coming out
bawah ada
from
pertempuran,
Varia,
bawah ada
and this is
pertempuran.
something that they definitely need right now because you see
Sirat
the
lagi
zoning
fokus
that
di
Banana
Tato
has
nih.
been doing, and at the same time the Netherrealm to keep everyone healthy when it comes to these team fights. Magister are going to be starting it up. Let's take a look at the items here. So far, we actually see the Claude here, Hiko actually picking up the corrosion side, and for Nathan, it's a very early pickup on the penetration boost. So he actually wants to go in for that magic burst damage, and then to add it all up, I think he's building up that Holy Crystal for his next item.
Ooh, special migration with the knock-up. Astro Echo going down from Sunset Lever, forcing
Cakep.
out the Nether Realm.
Wah, kelepas.
Everybody's still intact though. Turtle does get
Banana belum masuk, banana belum masuk.
Team still fighting it out. DEUSVULT connected.
Kid Bomba.
Langsung banana masuk.
Kid Bomba trapped.
Gets petrified.
Dapat.
Banana, but Kid Bomba able to get out in time. Big play, huge evasive maneuver, and Kid Bomba able to sustain himself. Both teams still fight it out. Turtle at about 50% HP. You know, it's funny enough when you see Mathilda.
Dapat Martis ya, Martis ambil. Banana cakep. Kira dapat. Untung cowok. Double untung ini.
And now leading by 2 kills. Ilrat though.
Rat, mundur, Rat.
Position may need to get back.
Gak bisa.
Guess almost ultimate.
GG cok. Anjir kan gak kayak gua kalau main modal anjir. Yo GG langsung.
Trying to do some damage, will be able to escape a good save.
Gak modal gitu, terus gitu gak modal gitu.
Yeah, gets that guiding win out, and this is exactly why the Mathilda is the most picked, most banned currently in Case of the Future. Even though with the adjustments that were made to it, it still provides that kit that the team needs, but especially since the team fights right now, it's so much more evident than the previous patch. You got all these heavy CC, the rubies, the minotaurs that seem to be the prio pick here of a lot of the teams. And with the Mathilda, it just provides so much shield. You see how much Irad was taken in earlier, and with that guided win, just like that, he was able to escape that clash. You see how fast the turrets are being pushed here over at the top side, and the bottom side, the same case that happened also for the space that is being given here right now. Look at all the creeps. It's being taken away here, by RRQ Oshi up against Magister that has been picked off twice already in this game.
Yeah, RQ Hoshi
ini gak sih?
to these objectives, putting DEUSVULT in a
Dapat
horrible
gak sih?
position. Hiko very low. Skylar
Nathan.
able to deal the final blow.
Kok bisa tadi
Check out the safety. Grabbing up Irad. I don't call it a drive-by. It's a fly-by with how they can get the setup. But Banana will find Magister over there, gets one, and another turtle going to RRQ Hoshi, and now leading by 2 kills. Irad, Skylar rushing in. Able to deal the final blow and gets back out to safety with the power of entropy. 5-2 on the scoreboard, and now up by 4,000 gold. You did see Irad pick up the blade armor too.
In here right now, look at all the creeps. It's towards that
of a
lot of the teams, and with the Mathilda, it just provides so much shield. You see how much Irad was taken in earlier, and with that guided win, just like that, he was able to escape that clash. You see how fast the turrets are being pushed here over at the top side and the bottom side. The same case that happened also for Burmese Fools. The space that is being given here right now. Look at all the creeps that's being taken away here by RRQ Oshi up against Magister that has been picked off twice already in this game.
Yeah, RQ Hoshi just way quicker to these objectives, putting DEUSVULT in an awkward position. Hiko very low. Skylar rushing in. Able to do the final blow and gets back out to safety with the power of entropy. 5-2 up by 4,000 gold. You did see Irad pick up the blade armor too, already prepping for Hiko as he gets a couple more of those core items such as that. Was a basic attack. Magister rushing in.
Masuk Vendetta.
Very low. Violet Red double setup. Magister hits the decimation, takes down Octa. Linebacker now may be able to go in, but Rat's very low. We'll go back to Skylar, finds Sunset Lever from afar. 6-3, RRQ Hoshi leading the early game.
Let's take a look at that replay. Nice circling eagle there from the side of RRQ Hoshi. Got that nice setup from Sawo though, and that tug in from Kid Bomba. It was only Octa that paid the price there, and that's what we really get when you have that Nether Realm up, right? Like, you're able to sustain anyone, you're able to do all these aggressive dives that RRQ Hoshi has been doing even under the turret here of DEUSVULT. Here comes the mission out from the side of DEUSVULT. I think it is going to go to the side of RRQ Hoshi here, but here comes the circle heal once again from Brusco.
Maris itu, ya Maris tinggal.
Another proc. Octa getting away. Good saves from Brusco so far with the guiding win on this Mathilda. I guess we're seeing why it's the most a game of Futures 2024. I mean, just look how well he's executing on keeping his team alive. Not only providing the escape, but providing the shields when necessary to negate the damage.
Wow, look at the gold here of Banana, 6,370, a whole lot more than what Kin Bomba has, who's standing at the 4,399. I mean, even the Matilda here has so much more gold. And look at this, ongoing fights all across the board. Sawo unable to get that setup, but Iran's taking up a lot of the damage this time, not able to get out the Blazing Duet to clear out the waves, and that is going to be Irad for the price of taking in the turrets here. It is still going to be DEUSVULT finding something out of that.
It's funny you were talking about Banana's gold. He even had more gold than Hiko, and he's in the gold lane. That just shows you how well Banana is performing today, as you are going to go ahead and see the Lord take the tier 2 turret on the bot side. The map opening up for the side of RQ Hoshi, claiming majority of the real estate for DEUSVULT so far, having a hard time responding, and now down by 5,000 gold. Highest kills on the game is a tie between Skylar and Banana. A battle from the side lane is who we mentioned having such a strong game, especially when they went up against Team Lowgun. They had a hard time just beating them on the one-on-one matchups in the side lanes, and this is where RRQ Hoshi thrives. You're able to see Skylar often be able to beat his opponent in that lane, and the same thing with Banana running the Benedetta, able to out-rotate. But speaking of rotation, Sawo checks the push. Fish migration in for the setup, and now the Netherrealm response from RQ Hoshi, full sending it. Kid Bomba very low, gets away. Banana close to safety, and neither side will find any casualties.
Oh no, but Irad right in the middle of everything. Sawo does not have that setup just yet. Irad can pretty much tank up any of the damage being tossed out here by DEUSVULT. 10 minutes in, RRQ Hoshi with a 32k lead. And of course, the real estate that is really pricey these days, and something that RRQ Hoshi definitely has in this game. Not only that, they can also get all of the resources around the map. DEUSVULT not able to take anything in as of the moment. And 30 seconds in, we're going to be seeing the first lot of gains spawn in the Land of Dawn. As for DEUSVULT, they really need to have these nice setups coming out from Kid Bomba or Sawo here, and so far they've been getting it. But what's really hard is Octa's been popping in that Netherrealm, which is kind of like everybody's health is all the way back up to full, so pretty much nullifies what the setups are doing. But what they really need right now is going to be the Blazing Duet coming out from Hiko. I saw that he actually picked up the Demon Hunter sword already, maybe going in for the Golden Staff for his next item, so he should be able to dish a great amount of damage once it at least reaches the 15 mark of the game. But RRQ Hoshi is not holding up. They're going to be taking in this Lord without any contest at all from DEUSVULT.
And DEUSVULT needs to watch out for Skylar. He's already 2,000 gold ahead of Hiko. I mean, you see how fast he shredded down that Lord, and that's just kind of a little bit of a preview on what he's going to be able to do if it comes to these. DEUSVULT is not careful. Sultan, right? It's not too far out of the ballpark yet for them to have a chance to turn this game in their favor, but they may have to start playing for the late game. I mean, you're seeing this Lord crash in. They're down to their inhibitors already at the 12-minute mark, and RQ Hoshi going in for blood. Get out with Skylar. We'll find Kid Bomba on the top side. I'd like to find a blow. There's the petrify. The stun. Jorgen sees Blazing Duet forced out Skylar. We'll find the inhibitor opening up the base for DEUSVULT. Now the counterplay.
Martis dapat. Martis
kena. Finds Magister. 2 members down for DEUSVULT, and the base has been cracked open. RQ Hoshi completely dominating this last 12 minutes.
Oh, it's only Sunset Lover, Sawo, and Hiko left to defend. Can they make it? There's a lot of minions coming in here, crashing in the base of DEUSVULT. Blazing Duet, though. Can they defend this one? 12 minutes in. RRQ Hoshi just nice tug, but there comes the clapback here from RRQ Hoshi. Banana. Wow, 2 for the price of none. RRQ Hoshi. Everyone's still alive right now.
Yeah, the Astro Echo does connect, providing a lot of slow on RQ Hoshi, but they're still taking the fight to their home turf. They're not pulling no punches today, as they're going to try and go in for some more. Looks like they want that last inhibitor turret. It may fall. DEUSVULT trying to contest, giving it their all, but RRQ Hoshi holding that Indonesian flag high, letting them know, Viva RRQ. DEUSVULT's definitely need to find a way to turn this around.
11.3k for Skylar here, and Hiko standing at 9,000. Yes, he does have the core items here of the Claude, but the timing here of the Netherrealm too is something that they have to watch out for, not to mention the free hits here of Skylar, who hasn't been shut down just yet. 401 rather on the Nathan. 45 seconds in. One more Lord here could actually be in here for the side of DEUSVULT. They got the Nathan here. They got the Barretts to tank everything up, not to mention the shields that RRQ have been providing. Iran has already picked up that immortality, so kind of gearing up for that final fight here up against DEUSVULT.
The shield play has been called out though. Special migration for the knockup. Dent is welcome going down. Sawo taking some heavy hits, is going to be able to get out to safety, making the most out of the Guinevere with engage and disengage from that spatial migration. But now look at RRQ Hoshi already on to the next objective. They've been doing this entire game. That hive mentality, everybody moving as a unit. Gonna go in for this Lord, and DEUSVULT's not in a position to contest, but they may try to, as look at Kid Bomba thirsty for a set. He needs to open this up for DEUSVULT if they have a chance. He has the Offended ready, but can he get it? He's gonna use it. He finds Brusco, but is that the target he really wants? Brusco able to get away.
Oh, gila, banana masuk.
Target you want,
Banana bisa lolos gak? Buset, banana bisa lolos, cok.
Blazing duet from Hiko, connected to the members of RRQ Hoshi, but not dealing massive damage. Major utility off the board for both sides.
Lihat tuh. Ngebus tawar.
They're going in for the kill. They don't need the Lord. They want to finish it.
But
they are on the
Lord.
with the split place capability, showcasing his mastery on this Benedetta, forcing DEUSVULT back into the base, and they will claim this Lord uncontested.
You see how RRQ Hoshi was just baiting out all of those ultimates, baiting those purifies from the side of DEUSVULT, so they don't have anything once they head into the Lord fight. It was a free Lord for RRQ. Banana even cleared out that wave on the mid side just to make sure that the minion waves will go to the side of DEUSVULT, pressuring them to go back to their base. 15 minutes in, 50,000 for the side of RRQ Hoshi. It's almost an 11k lead for the Kingdom, and they're looking to take in this first game up against DEUSVULT. Here comes the Lord. 50-minute marks, the enhanced Lord for the side of RRQ Hoshi. The only thing here for DEUSVULT to do is to have that setup, but right now the mobility, the shields that is being provided here by Brusco is not something that they can easily deal with. Here comes this setup from the side of Sawo, but Brusco comes in with a clapback.
Oh, Echo will connect to as well. Forcing out Netherrealm. Octa gets killed. Skylar finds Taiwo.
The
blazing duet go down. Lord almost burst it out of the game, but makes his way to the base. Crystal, 50%. Octa gets a double, takes out Kid Bomba. 10%. Skylar finds Hiko and down the base. Viva RRQ takes game 1 up against DEUSVULT in group stage winners match. My goodness, what a show.
I mean, this is what we expected, right? A matchup just like this. RRQ Hoshi and DEUSVULT. RRQ Hoshi just stopped the tracks here at DEUSVULT. Like, they got that Matilda, which is actually one of the top picks right now, and you can understand why these teams have been banning it away. You see the shields that were provided, and not to mention RRQ Hoshi had that Netherrealm from that Faramis, so every single fight here from RRQ Hoshi, they are sure that they can come out alive. DEUSVULT had some nice tugs there from Kid Bomba, some setups here from Sawo. There was the Purify, there's the Netherrealm, so there was just so many things that DEUSVULT had to consider once they go for the setup plays.
My ground was shaking beneath me. I feel like there's an earthquake in Indonesia. How well RRQ Hoshi was performing right there. Just some flawless execution, right? If we just start from the very beginning, they were laser focused on every single objective. They took every turtle, every Lord, rotated around the map. Both side laners, Skylar and Banana, their capability on what they provide in the side lanes just as a solo individual is scaling over majority of the teams that they have faced so far in Game of Futures 2024. DEUSVULT needs to find a way to win in the side lanes first if they want to turn this around. We saw Kid Bomba. He lost in the 1v1 matchup up against Banana in like the first minute and 20 seconds. And not just on any hero. This was on a Ruby. That's the most sustainable hero in the XP lane. You definitely have to play it a little bit better if you're going to have a chance to turn this around and even out the series.
Yeah, the thing about that XP lane matchup earlier, both were really good picks coming out from both RRQ and DEUSVULT, right? Like, the thing that Banana actually did there in that early game, he didn't have that Electro Final Blow, and even Kid Bomba does not have the ultimate just yet, but he had that Petrify, right? The pressure on the XP lane is so heavy right now, which is kind of why you see a lot of these players have actually prioritizing the XP.
It came to the draft.
Will bring out here.
You do, but try and get the seed.
But for the Lilia, it can clear out the waves
by Blacklist, leading by 2 kills.
Nice knock up, nice take in, and the Claude might be picked up here by DEUSVULT once again. I mean, it's mobile, it's really good when it comes to the laning phase, right? Its PMI can escape any clash, and DEUSVULT here has a very good setup plays. Ruby, Minotaur 2, and now Irad. What's it gonna be for them? DEUSVULT is really taking their time to pick up their heroes. Maybe pick up Barrett's here for this side, but they gotta carry for the side of RRQ Hoshi, so it's not gonna be easy. But I guess, you know, they want that heavy front line so that their backliners like, you know, Sunset Lover, Hiko can shine here. So insane amount of burst here from the Claude, and then the vision from the Novaria. I like this lineup coming out from DEUSVULT, but RRQ Hoshi has the answers to that. The carry, the early game 2 with the Guinevere and the Lilia.
They stole the Barats. You know, I would have thought the Barats, like you said, would have been a good pickup for RRQ Hoshi, but they're going to go in for the Dairoth instead. I mean, it's some great burst potential, especially up against a beefier composition. There's a lot of frontline composition for DEUSVULT. The Ruby, the Barats, the Minotaur, all of them able to provide that frontline presence. But the Dairoth, he loves taking it up close and personal, and I think it's a really good decision from the side of RRQ Hoshi if they can execute it. But speaking of execution, guys, we are inside of Group A Round 2 in the winners match, currently looking at DEUSVULT up against RRQ Hoshi. This is a possible game set 2-0 sweep in the making for RRQ Hoshi if they play their cards right, and we'll be able to move on to stage 2 in the playoffs. Or will we see DEUSVULT take the world by surprise again? The Rising Stars from M5 place in 4th place, taken down by Blacklist, able to even out this series 1-1 as we go through the tunnels of the virtual arena into the land of dawn. We go. Which way will this play out? Who will claim victorious?
Yeah, I wish we had that virtual tunnel so we can go straight into the land of dawn. I mean, this is RRQ Hoshi on a match point right now. DEUSVULT right now. The thing with their lineup is it's good that they have this heavy front line. And it's gonna be up to the Banana here and even possibly Brusco here to pick off Sunset Lover and Hiko. And just as I was saying that, there's the Purifies coming out from Sunset Lover and Hiko just to make sure that they don't get caught up in the setups here by Brusco. And even to a point, the zoning here from Banana will be a problem here. So for RRQ Hoshi, their winning condition here is to take down the back lines once this scales up. But as for DEUSVULT, they have this good early game 2 that can go at par with RRQ Hoshi right now. We don't have first blood just yet, but all these players have been poking at each other. Brusco as well, giving the vision to RRQ Hoshi. But here comes Magistar though. Nice knock up, nice take in, and that's going to be the first blood being picked up by DEUSVULT.
A good start for them as well, playing patient and waiting for the opportunity. But now Irad rushing in to the 3-man team of DEUSVULT, but Octa from afar trying to use the power of Gloom. Does not have level 4, he does not have the black shoes. Needs to be careful. Neither side will fall in that engagement. DEUSVULT, though, like you said, claiming first blood. As we are looking at a couple of the emblems on the way as well. It's interesting enough, there's 2 concussive blasts and then also 1 Brave Smite for the side of DEUSVULT. So they're playing very sustainable and frontline oriented. And then you can say the same thing for RRQ Hoshi, except it's a little bit of a flip as there's 2 Brave Smites and 1 concussive blast for their side, but still a strong frontline presence, which means when it comes to these 5v5 engagements, there's going to be some up close and personal fights.
Wow, Skylar is doing a really good job poking at Hiko here, making sure that he stays under their turret. And now we're going to be seeing a team fight coming in here. Banana going to be forced to use in that Vengeance. Turtle at half HP, made at 1/4. There goes Brusco with the setup. It's going to be Irad picking it up with the Retribution play. But there's no Magistar. He gets bursted down here from the side of RRQ. There's a nice setup here from Sawo. Minoan's Fury onto 2, but everyone from RRQ Hoshi is still alive. Kid Bomba going to be able to sustain all of that. But Brusco says no. It is going to be just a projection of him. So much pressure from the side of RRQ Hoshi. Bomba going to be able to tag this one up. He's able to sustain, but not for long as RRQ Hoshi going to be able to pick off Kid Bomba, but for the price of Irad.
Well, I mean, I feel like they kind of won that trade, though, because they got 2 kills for 1 with the full extension of RRQ Hoshi really trying to go in for Kid Bomba. I don't really feel like that worked out in their favor like they planned it to. Oh my goodness! Hiko able to take down Skylar. But Sunset Lover, a sniper in the making with this Novaria.
This is exactly why you need to take it down. You need to take down Sunset Lover. And that's the thing. This is the mission for Brusco and Banana and even Irad here to take down the back lines. And so far, DEUSVULT has been keeping up here with RRQ Hoshi. And there goes the setup here for Brusco. Hiko did not pop in that Purify just yet, knowing that Sao is in the vicinity. Gets in that nice knock-up. The snipes coming out from the backside from Sunset Lover. Chunks Brusco to 1 HP, forced to back away 30 seconds before the next turtle is up. And so far, DEUSVULT is actually looking pretty good here in the gold lane.
Everybody from DEUSVULT, except for Kid Bomba so far, getting a piece of the pie. They all have 1 kill. Spread across the board so far, 4-2, leading by 2 kills overall, but only down by 400 gold. RRQ Hoshi still maintaining the gold despite the kill difference, as they were able to take that turtle in that first engagement. Now, Hiko was able to get the first kill over onto Skylar. Normally you see Skylar have the advantage in the gold lane compared to most marksmen, and I would say DEUSVULT is up to a good start. Now, the question is, can they maintain their slight lead, or do we see RRQ Hoshi take this turtle yet again and gain control of the early phase?
Yep, you just called it, RRQ Hoshi. Just like that, takes it in with the retribution. I do like the vision being provided here by Sunset Lover, but the way that RRQ Hoshi contained that turtle pit, they aren't able to get in. Like, Brusco was there just waiting in for the setup. Like, even the members here at DEUSVULT, the tankiest members, are gonna have second thoughts before they try to get it in. Here comes Magister with the engage. It's gonna be the nice Mino's viewer on the 3. That's gonna be Brusco checking out all the damage. He's gonna be forced out, but gets tugged in there by Magister. That's gonna be DEUSVULT taking down once again. Nice trade-offs there, but it's still gonna be RRQ Hoshi just leading by a 400 gold lead. Let's take a look at that instant replay here.
Yeah, putting RRQ Hoshi on a trampoline with that Minoan Fury triple knockup, sending them straight to the moon. 5-2 so far, first 5 minutes, and RRQ Hoshi able to take both turtles, but falling short on these kills. They are still ahead of gold, though. Making up the advantage from having these neutral objectives is keeping them in this game and in a slight lead. Hiko off to a good start. Like we said, able to get a kill onto Skylar. May delay the late game for carry. Looking at Irad, not off to the best start either. 1-2-1, already finding 2 deaths so far. Magister, 2-1 so far on the scoreboard. Highest kills in the game overall. And really outscaling so far inside of the jungle.
Yeah, but
pertempuran di bawah guys, pertempuran di bawah. Pertempuran di bawah bakal terjadi guys.
There's gonna be a lot of pressure. Black shoes being popped here by Octa. Sky's just be chalking down that tower onto the bottom side, able to take it in, but it's still alive with 1 HP. As
Silat nyoba-nyoba lah ya.
That pressure on the bottom side, understanding that there's gonna be that power spike too from Hiko, right? And if they don't, they kind of leave him unchecked. He's gonna be able to wreak havoc here up against RRQ once it comes to the late game.
Yeah, and now the next turtle does spawn in. This will be the 3rd one of the game. Both so far have gone to RRQ Hoshi. Is the 3rd time the charm for DEUSVULT, or will they let another one slip through their fingers? As you already seen RRQ Hoshi in a great position for the contest. Brusco waiting to hit that spatial migration. You can just feel him itching for the setup. Astro Echo connects though. 3-man set over there from Sunset.
Banana offside. Enggak dong.
Yo, Banana here. You know, when that CC is just using that, it looks so innocent,
my
right?
God.
The damage is causing, even up against Sao. And right now, Banana, Brusco goes in with the time. It's in Kid Bomba. That's gonna be RRQ picking up 2 kills for the prize of in that blazing duet. Not able to take anything.
Abis dong.
Confirms the kill. RRQ Hoshi gonna be able to take the prime position once again.
Sampah nih, bisa sampah nih.
Has been doing since game number 1, taking in objectives after objectives as DEUSVULT cannot take anything in. 2K gold lead, now making that a 3K lead up against DEUSVULT.
Gila, 3.000.
Yeah, keeping them in the game and also putting Skylar ahead in gold, now above Hiko by 1,000, even though he took a death over him in the early phase. But now with the scoreboard equalized and the economy leading into the favor of RRQ Hoshi, they may be able to open up this map more in their favor as they took a turn on the bottom side. But Kid Bomba very low. Sawo with the knock up the middle. Set onto RRQ Hoshi. Skylar will take him down. Death is welcome. Finds Brusco. Blazing duet from Hiko. Resting on to Skylar. May be able to get him. Does get the kill. DEUSVULT claiming the lead 7-6 in terms of kills, but still down by gold. Sunset Lever is going to connect with Astro Echo. Undefended, connect, Irad, very low. Baba on the chase, Banana taking it down. Nico very low, Vintage proc by Banana. Sunset Lever will find Irad. You're going to see Banana get out of there as well. Providing a lot of presence with the
Banana here. You know, when that CC is just using that, it looks so innocent, right?
God.
Look at the damage it's causing, even up against Sao. And right now, Banana, Brusco goes in with the dive, gets in Kid Bomba. And that's going to be RRQ picking up 2 kills for the price of none. Hiko, of course, use in that blazing duet. Not able to take anything in as Irad confirms the kill. RRQ Hoshi going to be able to take the prime position once again to the turtle. This is the thing that RRQ has been doing since game number 1. Taking in objectives after objectives as DEUSVULT cannot take anything in. 2k gold lead, now making that a 3k lead up against DEUSVULT.
Yeah, and keeping them in the game and also putting Skylar ahead in gold, now above Hiko by a death over him in the early phase. But now with the scoreboard equalized and the economy leading into the favor of RRQ Hoshi, they may be able to open up this map more in their favor as they took the turret on the bottom side. But Kibamba very low. Sawo with the knock up the Minoan Fury 2 onto RRQ Hoshi. Skylar will take him down though. Magister is connected. Death is welcome. Finds Brusco. Blazing duet from Hiko. Rushing on to Skylar. May be able to get him. Does get the kill. DEUSVULT claiming the lead 7-6 in terms of kills. Still down by gold. Sunset Lever is going to connect with Irad very low. Bomba on the chase. Banana taking him down. Hiko very low. Vintage proc by Banana. Sunset Lever will find Irad. You're going to see Banana able to get out of there as well, providing a lot of presence with this CC, a major annoyance so far, harassing DEUSVULT.
Yeah, this Banana hasn't left the jungle side here. DEUSVULT just making sure that Magister and Sawo are contained while the rest of RRQ has been just working in those towers after towers. 2 towers taken in by the side of RRQ Hoshi. Even though the gold lead is not that much, what RRQ Hoshi has more here is going to be the turret takes. And this is the same thing that they had. Turrets, objective gaming is going to be the thing here. 30 seconds before the Lord, and with the space created here by RRQ Hoshi, they should be able to take in this Lord. With DEUSVULT having a harder time to contest up against this. What to say about the items here though? But speaking of the items, Kid Bomba though, gotta be getting it from Brusco here, as it's gonna be a 2v1 situation with Kid Bomba unable to do anything at that point.
Yeah, and speaking of the items, Skylar will pick up that Demon Hunter sword. Will be able to soak into that Barats with that high HP pool. He does have the Corrosion Scythe, and on top of that, the Golden Staff. A lot of core items working in his favor as he takes the tier 2 turret on the top side.
Oh, nice setup there by Sawo. Banana as well. Popping in that Vengeance. Astral Echo from the backside. Sao's gonna get chased here by Banana and Irad. I can't believe that the CC is causing that much damage, forcing the rest of the members here, DEUSVULT, to actually back away. Not only that, the glooms coming out from Octa is starting to hurt a lot too. They taken the mid tower right before this first Lord, and RRQ Hoshi is gonna look to take this. Is looking to take this Lord in, with DEUSVULT actually backing it away. Brusco finds another setup here onto Kid Bomba. Irad working up on that Lord, and just like that, deleted from the map. Kid Bomba gonna get taken out as DEUSVULT not even able to get near the Lord, as RRQ Hoshi will be taking in this first Lord of the game.
Taken every single neutral objective so far, haven't lost a single turret, and now leading by 1 kill and also up 4,000 gold. RRQ looking stronger than ever, holding that flag for Indonesia. DEUSVULT now forced on the back end, needs to have a counter response to be able to turn this game back around into their favor. Hiko on a one-on-one up against Banana. Sawa joining the party, wants a piece of it, wants to make a Banana split.
Wow.
You are going to see a little bit of split on the net. DEUSVULT's taking it in the mid lane up against RRQ. Brusco with the space migration, not going to be able to connect. Sunset Lover does hit though with the Astro Echo and the snipe from the Astral Meteor. Man, some heavy presence as we are seeing the Lord on the top side make his way to the base of DEUSVULT.
Yeah, no, Sunset Lover here hasn't been picked off just yet, standing at a 204. So RRQ Hoshi has to kind of respect that too. Like every single time they go for a clash, you got that Astral Echo, and by the time that Sunset Lover will be able to pick in either a Divine Glaive or even those magic damage penetration items, it's gonna be really hard, right? RRQ Hoshi looking to take in the Lord. As long as they can take it, as long as they can take all these major objectives, they should be able to pressure out the lanes here of DEUSVULT. Map control totally for the side of RRQ Hoshi. 6 turrets and all the Lords, all of the turtles went to the side of RRQ Hoshi. 37k lead for them as DEUSVULT is holding on for their deal lives to extend this to a game number 3.
Yeah, and there's a lot of insurance for the side of RQ Hoshi, right? You mentioned map control and their turrets. I mean, they have every single turret still standing, and we are 12 minutes in. DEUSVULT's not able to execute into their game plan jumping into this match, but hey, they may be able to turn it around if they play a little bit passively. They're definitely going to have to play for the late game, though. They can't really continue to contest. I mean, the gold is just way out there now, up by 5,000 for the side of RQ Hoshi as you're looking at some of those items on the board, but they are going to take the fight. Brusco not going to connect with the spatial migration, decides to disengage. We are going to see this Lord spawning in the next 40 seconds. Sunset Lover with the Astral Echo connects to Octa and will hit Banana. Do they take the fight? Hiko does. Rushes in, chips a little bit of damage on a Banana, though. He's not worried about it. This man's just rotating around with CC with ease.
Yeah. It's a 10k for Skylar in comparison to Hiko, actually. Yeah, Hiko only has like less than 10,000 here, so that in itself, Skylar has managed to pick up all the items that he needed. And you know, you mentioned late game. This is definitely gonna go to the carry, right? All these tanky heroes can be melted down, not unless you get that two-man setup, the chain CC combination from either Sawo and Kid Bomba here. RQ Hoshi wasting no time, knowing that, respecting the fact too that they have the late game heroes here for the side of DEUSVULT. They're knocking up this Lord, 1/4 HP already. For the side of DEUSVULT, they're waiting for the proper time to come in, but they aren't able to get in. They're waiting for some type of play.
Ooh.
Astral Echo, but that's gonna be RRQ Hoshi getting in that Lord for free, and DEUSVULT just gonna be letting that one slide this time. 43k gold for the side of RRQ as DEUSVULT just struggling to even contain their lanes as of this point.
I don't know how many more punches DEUSVULT's going to be able to take. Is RQ Hoshi very aggressive and winning every single trade. I don't think they've lost a single trade so far. Looking at Kid Bomba, this is the second time. The last time it wasn't as effective, and it's looking like a repetitive pattern. 0, 5, and 5. Highest deaths on this game so far, and hasn't really been able to provide a crucial set with the I'm Offended that DEUSVULT is kind of relying on, as we are now going to see the Lord make his way down the mid lane.
Yeah, here it is. RRQ Hoshi knocking in the doors. Brusco once again going to set up onto Magistor, and Skylar's going to pick up the kill. Lord is knocking in the base of DEUSVULT as Skylar's going to be chunking in that tower really, really fast. Inhibitors are going to be going down here as RRQ Hoshi just wasting no time, creating all the pressure on all of the lanes here. Man, this is going to be really hard. Brusco just setting up the place here for their damage deals to be able to do the thing. And now here comes Sawo with the setup. And the flickers out and the purifies is gonna nullify all of that, as RQ Hoshi gonna still be pressuring in all of the lanes as DEUSVULT
Sunset Lover,
unable
though,
to do anything at this point.
For
the backside. Banana gonna be able to soak that up, but Sunset Lover with that snipe kill, able to pick off one, and now Brusco in trouble too. Jumps right out, one half HP as Kid Bomba goes in for the flicker. Brusco goes down, and that's gonna be it. DEUSVULT claps back against RRQ.
A big turnaround, miscalculation from the side of RRQ Hoshi, and it may cost them some grounding on the land of Dawn as DEUSVULT's now in control. Will they be able to claim some of these turrets and push to their base? It looks like they are going for it down the mid lane. Astral Echo does connect for the slow on a Banana, on an Octa. Sunset Lover will be able to take the tier 1 turret.
Wow, this is a 4-man rotation coming in from DEUSVULT. 2 turrets just like that. Hiko gonna be taking in a lot of the damage coming out from Octa. And that is gonna be RRQ Hoshi picking up another kill. Turrets are going down one by one. The turret's also exposed here from the side of DEUSVULT. They don't have that inhibitor onto the top side. 30 seconds in. This should be RRQ Hoshi still getting in that prime position for the Lord. They have to watch out for the snipes here coming out from Sunset Lover. 305. He hasn't been shut down just yet.
I love how Banana just walked down the mid lane and the entire team of DEUSVULT said, oh, I don't want no parts of that. We're just going to go all the way back to the base. And away they went, as now they're back on the defensive stance. That slight advantage that they had now turned back around against them. Banana picking up the immortality. Brusco having it as well. A little bit of an extra blanket of security as they are getting ready to take this Lord.
Yeah, look at how fast Skylar's chucking in that Lord. They should be able to take this one. Not unless there's going to be a steal. They're way too far. As RRQ Hoshi going to be stealing the deal once again, taking in the second Luminous Lord of this game.
Yeah, able to claim that Lord, which will put him in a great advantage to possibly be able to close this out. RQ Hoshi, one step away from making it to stage 2 in the playoffs. DEUSVULT needs to find a way to contest. Can they stop this Luminous Lord in the full 5-man team of Viva RRQ? Look at Banana already ready, trying to bait out some of that utility before the Lord makes his way into the base.
Brusco again with the setup. He finds one. He finds Hiko. Not going to be able to pop in that Purify just to save it in for something else. But right now, Astral Echo is going to connect. Lord is going to be marching in the base. They should be able to chunk this down, but lots of pressure coming in from the side of DEUSVULT. They're tanking up all the bursts coming out from Hiko and even Sunset Lover. But the base is exposed. They only have one inhibitor left here, and RRQ Hoshi's going to be backing away, respecting the damage coming out from DEUSVULT too.
Yeah, but you are seeing DEUSVULT starting to be able to defend very well. I mean, RQ Hoshi is down to 2 of their inhibitors for the mid and bottom side. And now this is officially the late game, meaning it's going to boil down to who can execute a little bit better. And now you're starting to see DEUSVULT ready to take the fight over to RRQ Hoshi. They're not playing defensive anymore. It's time to play ball. Octa first to use the black shoes. You're going to see Astral Echo connect to 3 members. That is going to be Irad, Octa, and Brusco with a little bit of that slow. Kidbamba rushing in, needs to get a good I'm offended, needs to get the set DEUSVULT is looking for, but Brusco finds it first. Basic migration in with the Violent Requiem, able to get out. There goes Magister, getting his welcome. Connects to the wall for the stun. Blazing wet from Hiko into the back line. Almost takes out Brusco, still alive. Irad, very low. Magister needing to get back. Vengeance proc by Banana.
Oh, look at Banana though.
Into the team. Immortality's been proc. Octa in the mid lane finds Kidbamba. Hiko finds Banana. Sunset Lover with the Astral Echo does connect, and that'll be a 1-for-1 trade for both sides, but they are not done. Trying to close the distance on Brusco, forcing out the spatial migration.
It is a 5k gold lead still in favor of RRQ Hoshi. The XP laner for the XP laner. The shutdown is going to be a big thing here for DEUSVULT. The shutdown gold going to go towards their side. Looking at the items here again, this is the point of the game. 19 minutes in, you got those immortalities up. It's going to be really hard to get that pick off. Not to mention the purifies here that Brusco has been doing up against either Sunset Lover or Hiko. Sunset Lover has picked up that Blood Wings too, adding up to the shield and the magic damage it can provide for the team. Low kill scores count actually for both sides, so it is going to be a matter of execution here once it reaches this mid to late game. And RRQ Hoshi just going to be positioning themselves here in the Lord Pit, making sure that they take it in before DEUSVULT. Astral Echo has been committed tier 2, and RRQ Hoshi not going to commit anything just yet.
And this is the chance they were looking for this entire game. DEUSVULT may have a shot to even out this series up against RRQ Hoshi. This will all boil down to this play right here inside of the Lord Pit. And you are seeing Irad already pulling the aggro, trying to force the side of DEUSVULT to engage, but they are playing passive. They are waiting, both sides, looking for a mistake to happen, looking for an opportunity to engage. Still play, goes out. Just migration. Brusco connected for the knockup, but only catches Sawo. Didn't get what he was looking for. Will disengage. Lord at 50% HP. Debu now having control.
They're still going
right
for it.
on it. Big stun on the Brusco. Immortality being proc.
Irad
there for the retry. Sunset Lover will get a kill. He's gonna claim it.
Wah.
Taking down Skylar. Irad, Immortality being proc alongside Hiko side by side. But Hiko gets the double. Finds the kill. 15-12 on the scoreboard, and DEUSVULT has done it. They have turned this game around. RRQ Hoshi on the defense.
Let's take a look at that instant replay. What just went down? Brusco was punished there. Magister landing in that nice Detona's welcome onto Irad before he could actually pop in that retribution. The burst is just too much here. And now DEUSVULT, the timers are ticking. It's down to Banana to defend this one. As DEUSVULT, they're looking to end this, to turn things around, to take us to a game number 3. They're knocking in the base. They can go for a straight push here. Steph, they're knocking. And they want
Gila.
DEUSVULT gonna be taking in game number 2.
Match ketiga,
We're gonna
Cok.
be heading towards a game number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a series.
That's right, as you are seeing DEUSVULT knocking on the doors for RRQ, letting them know, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to a game number 3. An epic turnaround, a comeback from DEUSVULT, able to take that Lord last second. Everybody fighting down to the wire. Immortalities being procced side by side, double kills, you name it, it was there. But DEUSVULT come into play and gave them a hard time at the very end. And now the series is evened out. Our official first game 3 in group stage A, and better yet, for the winners match to determine who will be moving on to stage 2 of the playoffs for the Game of Futures 2024.
Yeah, RRQ Hoshi right now. I did say it's gonna be a 2-1, right? I just didn't say who was gonna win the series, because we're gonna find out actually once we head into game number 3. And to think that it all went to RRQ, right? The map control, the turtles, all of those objectives they'd taken in, but it actually kind of bounced back to the side of DEUSVULT once it reached that late game already. That one turnaround, that one team fight that can actually turn the tides around on the game. I've seen it yesterday in S2G and Twisted Minds, and we're gonna be seeing it here again in DEUSVULT and RRQ, which is the reason why DEUSVULT was actually dubbed as the dark horse back in the M5 World Championship.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we said. If any team could pull this off, it is definitely DEUSVULT. And they put on a show for game number 2. I mean, RRQ Hoshi was dominating that entire game. But hey, once it gets to that late game, turrets are not even necessary. It really just boils down to who can execute more on the team fights on the neutral objective Lord. And that ended up being DEUSVULT able to bait out the utility and rush in for the opportunity, and they seized it. This is going to put RRQ Hoshi in a very tight position now as this series is evened out. Now, which way does it go? RRQ Hoshi, I think they did everything right in the early game. In the mid game as well, they just weren't able to close out in the late, as we are now jumping into some of the spicy engagements for match number 2.
Yeah, the setups here were on point actually. For the side of RRQ, you see Brusco just pressuring out a lot of Kid Bomba there over on the early game, right? Like, even though he's able to sustain, Banana was able to dominate the game. I mentioned a lot about the CC earlier, that it is definitely annoying type of hero to lane with, right? Like, you see the knockups here, the setups here from DEUSVULT was actually on point. There were some times that RRQ Hoshi was punished, but ultimately what RRQ Hoshi did right here in the early game was taking the objectives, the space too, which is exactly why they were able to push it to a point that DEUSVULT only had
Nah di sini nih akhir kawan harusnya nggak ngikut sih. Nggak, bukan. Nah ini. Comeback jadi temen ya. Buset.
Okay. Yeah, the MVP is going to be Sunset Lover. I did mention the Novaria plays coming out from him. This is actually one of the most banned also by the opponents, right? The vision, the burst, even the snipe kills that he was able to take. And I was pointing it out like mid-game, like nobody has taken down Sunset Lover yet. There were attempts on trying to take him down, but he had that Purify. And having this combination of magic burst and cooldown items, it was so easy to spam the skills here, and which is why the Novaria still proves to be one of the best mid laners right now in the current meta. Looking at RRQ Hoshi here, Irad definitely had a hard time here with this Dyrod, right? Like this heavy CC type of composition from DEUSVULT. Yes, he can dish out the burst damage, but you know, it made it hard because Kid Bomba was there. You got Sawo setting up the plays, and by the time that, you know, all these heroes, Sunset Lover and Hiko, scaled up, RRQ just took the toll in one of those final clashes there. That just turned the tides around, which is exactly why we are going to game number 3.
Definitely going to game number 3, and that was the most intense match so far of the Game of Futures 2024. Who would have thought DEUSVULT able to turn this around and take us to a game number 3 against RRQ Hoshi, who's just been dominating all of their opponents. And it boiled down to some last-minute changes with the Lord and a couple of issues with RRQ Hoshi being able to close out the game. I mean, they committed really well on the side lanes on all the major objectives. They were able to take everything, but then it boiled down to not being able to close it out. And now, with it sitting 1-1, DEUSVULT having a chance to claim this series.
Yeah, it's 2-1 definitely from these two stellar teams, and DEUSVULT, you just can't count them out just yet. After that performance there by RRQ Hoshi, the thing that RRQ Hoshi just got everything in the bag, right? The early game, the mid game, and that one clash that just turned everything around for the side of DEUSVULT. And we're going to game number 3. I'm expecting to see maybe a Novaria pickup for RRQ, or maybe just ban it away totally. I mean, at this point, there's a lot of heroes that you have to consider putting on the ban list, but the Novaria, either steal it away or put it on the ban list.
And I love seeing matches that go to a game 3. Just seeing both of these teams fight it out. I mean, honestly, anybody that wins this, you can definitely tell they put in a lot of work to get there. It was not a one-sided story. DEUSVULT, if they claim victorious on this, it would be an epic, I guess, considered a reverse sweep if they do pull it off. But if RRQ Hoshi is able to do it, then hey, I mean, they just had one bad game. I do think, though, in order for DEUSVULT to have a chance to even win this next game, they gotta find a way to dominate in the early phase, because RRQ Hoshi got everything in the entire game up until that last the end game. But I don't think they're gonna let them go to that late game again and not execute to be able to close it out. So
This did not shine in that game number 2.
Now, the only question I have here is that both games we saw Kid Bomba pick up the Ruby, and it didn't really perform that well in my honest opinion. I don't think it really had that major of an impact. Maybe like a couple of good sets toward like that 20-minute plus mark. But is that worth it to really slot it in, or does he just go for something else that he's just a little bit more proficient at? I just don't think it's really working in his favor against a team like RRQ Hoshi. I think they're just able to kind of give him a lot more of a harder time in that XP lane than he's anticipating. So I think maybe switching it up, trying to find a way to find a hero that can have a little bit more of an impact in the early phase could make the difference that DEUSVULT is looking for to turn this around. Because if not, again, I'm expecting Skylar. I'm expecting the side of RRQ Hoshi to dominate in the gold lane and the XP lane, and overall just win the early phase.
Yeah, I think the DEUSVULT here too is there was a chain CC happening there, right? And finally, when they got that all perfected, yeah, RRQ just definitely was not prepared for that, and they went for that one-way push. Here in the third game, I think there's a lot of things that RRQ have to talk about, right? It's already the match point. DEUSVULT could possibly pick up that reverse sweep, which is really upsetting too, right? If that does happen. But RRQ Hoshi, if they manage to maintain what they had in that early game, maybe close it out. They were really careful too, but if they manage to close it out really early too, that would be good for them, because DEUSVULT had those 2 late game heroes and they weren't able to do anything about that in that final stage. They already they are already picking up the bans here as fast as now. They banned the Minotaur, they banned the They banned the Phovius too. Matilda and the Fanny too from the other side for DEUSVULT, still respecting the fact that Irad is very much capable of using this hero. We still have the Guinevere, the Ruby, the Novaria that could be stolen here by RRQ.
Yeah, definitely can be stolen here. You know, now RRQ Hoshi is going to have first pick, which means they have priority over who they want to slot in first. We did see the Benedetta last time picked up from them. It was banned out in the previous game. Do they let Banana pick that up again? No, they are going to ban it out. So they already they're playing smart so far for DEUSVULT. They know better than to let Banana have that. And honestly, I feel like I would do the same thing. You just got to respect his mastery on it. But the Joy is going to walk. It usually was banned out in the previous matches, and this time RRQ Hoshi will be able to pick him up.
Oh, so DEUSVULT, they can go for the CC here. It's open. CC Guinevere, CC Ruby here for the side of the DEUSVULT. But they still need someone to take control of this this Joy. The usual answer is usually a Kaja or a Franco, the only two heroes in the game that have suppression. Or is DEUSVULT gonna go with the classic meta that we see right now, like double CCs for I mean, I'm not talking about the hero, but like heavy CC type of composition here for their side, or maybe even pick up the Novaria as early as now?
Yeah, I would definitely say the suppression is probably one of the best things they can use, especially up against that Joy, to be able to keep him at bay. They are going to go in for their marksman, though. Going to lock in that Claude. I mean, Hiko, they want to get him comfortable in that gold lane, especially going up against Skylar. And we all know how much damage he can deal. He was doing really good on that carry in the last game as well. So to be able to see the Claude will guarantee them some late game damage from the side of DEUSVULT, but it's going to allow some other picks to walk in favor for RRQ. I mean, Guinevere is still on the table. It could be picked up if they want it. They could slot it in the roam position. It could be a jungle. It could be an XP. But this looks like a response. Yeah, I was going to say it's a steal, right? Because they're trying to deny Sunset Lover having the opportunity to pick up that Novaria, which is going to force him to something that he may not be as good with.
Yeah, I think Sunset Lover has a lot of heroes under his belt. So not only the Novaria, but definitely in this patch, he has been picking this up several times. And RRQ Hoshi kind of understands that, okay, we need to have something either like, you know, put Sunset Lover on something else. Maybe perhaps like a DEUSVULT right now, going for either like the usual answer is like a Valentina, right? There's a lot of good ultimates to pick up here for the side of RRQ, but I'm not so sure if that's going to be enough. They still need to answer out to the Joy right now. They do have the CC, they do have the Claude, so will they pick up like a different type of hero for the side of DEUSVULT in terms of the roam position? They're going to be locking in the Sparamis, still not going to confirm anything if this is going to be towards the this is going to go to the XP. I'm sorry, going to go towards the roam or the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, they have the support from the Faramis, definitely going to keep them alive. I mean, they can't pick the Valentina for RRQ Hoshi since they picked up that Novaria, so it does put them at a little bit of a disposition. I like what DEUSVULT is doing here. I mean, they're grabbing sustainability. They already have CC for the strong frontline presence. We talked about Kim Bomba running the Ruby and how it wasn't as effective, but this time it may be a different story with the CC in play, but he is going up against the Ruby on the other side, and that is going to be Banana running that, who has been known to be one of those heroes or players that know how to rotate around the map and then get to the mid lane and also to the objectives first. So that may be a little bit of a challenge for Kid Bomba. I got to see how he plays into it, just because of how well Banana should be able to sustain himself inside of that lane. But I will say I'm looking forward to seeing how well the CC will play into his hands. I don't think the Ruby was it for Kid Bomba. I think the CC may be a possible answer. Now, we still don't see anything for this Joy on the table so far. As we are looking at the bans, they are going to go in for this Boxia for the side of RRQ Hoshi. Going to ban that out, trying to limit the jungle pool for the side of DEUSVULT. Final ban on the way for the side of DEUSVULT is going to go ahead and be that Bruno. A possible problem for the Claude. Now, the carry could still be a viable option. I mean, I would have liked to have had the Claude, especially up against the Faramis. They need some late game insurance, though, I would say, for the side of RQ Hoshi.
Yeah, I think Skylar could go for the Nathan here for the final pick. They still do have that last ban for their side. The Barretts was also difficult to deal. Okay, wow. And right on cue again, just as I was saying, the Barretts could be a problem for them. And it seems to be a pickup that a lot of the junglers go for first, right? Like, if not the Martis, they go for the Barretts. And it's maybe wow, double support for the side of DEUSVULT. This time it's in the form of the Angela and the Fermis. Let's see what the Magister will pick up last. There's still the Martis that they could pick up, but again, I don't see any answers just yet to control the Joy here of Irad once it pops up, right? And now Skylar and Brusco still need a hero. I'm not so sure if the Ruby here will go to the XP lane, since Brusco is also one of those players that is known to work this Ruby really well. So let's see what RRQ Hoshi will pick up here in their second phase. I do like that Nathan pick though. Like, it has a mobility, it has a burst that they definitely need right now, especially since the Faramis is in the composition.
Yeah, I think that would probably be the best option that they have right now. They are going to go in for the Cho though. You're going to use away the Dragon,
classic
some
Brusco pick.
targets TC. Yeah, classic Brusco pick. That's actually going to be fun to watch when we do jump in there. I mean, they have the crowd control already from Ruby on Banana, and then they also have the Navaria on top of that. So it looks like the single target CC just really fits well within this composition. We still got to see who they're going to run in that jungler spot though. I guess it'll be Joy jungle. Yeah, it'll be Joy jungle.
Yeah, Joy.
So Skylar
yeah, they
is
still
gonna
need
have
something
to pick
for
up his
Skylar
marksman.
though.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I mean,
the Natan,
Nathan?
it has to be the Natan. Yeah, it has to be. I don't. I mean, the Brody's up there, but I don't think it's as will do as well as
It's
the,
banned out.
Nathan in here. Oh, it is banned out. Oh yeah,
it's
so they
banned
really
out.
don't have an option.
I'm thinking something along the lines of Nathan or the Iksha, right? But the Iksha can be zoned away here by the CC, so I think RRQ Hoshi just has to think of that. I like this troll pick coming out from Brusco because, a little trivia for everyone, he is one of the top Bruno players in the Philippines, and this is one of his signature picks even when he was playing the amateur scene. So it's nice to see this comeback coming out from the Brusco. Definitely can be it can be a problem, especially for those the heroes like Angela and the Claw that can get isolated in this clash. The single target pickoffs can still be a thing with someone like Brusco handling this Cho. It'll definitely be a game changer here for RRQ. So they're really taking their time here to pick up their marksman. Either I'm thinking along the lines of an Iksha or a Nathan here for RRQ Hoshi's final pick. They need that burst.
Yeah, I think I heard something.
Okay, did I hear that right? Did I hear that right?
There's no way we heard
Is
that right, because it sounded like you
that
said they
for
picked
real?
up Layla. Is that real?
Okay, I think it's real. They repeated
That
it
is
twice.
real.
Yes, it is Layla.
So we
Okay,
got
I was
production in our
talking that they
ears.
needed. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. I was thinking that. Okay, are you guys joking about that pick? Okay, no, it's not. It's real. Okay, we'll find out. We'll definitely find out once we head over into the Land of Dawn. But our production has confirmed it. That's a Layla last pick. I was talking about burst, but I wasn't expecting that to come right up. The Layla pick here for Gates of the Future as we head on to our match point. This is going to be RRQ Hoshi and DEUSVULT for this explosive B03 as DEUSVULT are kick-starting it up. Brusco going to be backing away, and they pick up the first blood.
We spawned into the Land of Dawn.
I'm not so sure if they're going to go.
Into a straight kill. Wow, what a good pick-off. It is a Layla, though. I got to ask you, BK, you got $1 million on the line and you're competing? You're picking up a Layla?
She is the poster girl of Mobile Legends after all. I'm not so sure if this is going to be a redraft. Definitely getting hard in the early game. As you can see, the aggression here from the side of DEUSVULT. Irad doing his very best, pops in the ultimate to pick off Magister. That's going to be it. RRQ Hoshi picks up their first kill of this game.
You know what they say about Layla? She is a glass cannon. It is going to require a lot of protection to kind of keep her safe on the bot side. So RRQ Hoshi definitely going to have to put some heavy presence in the bottom lane, especially up against Hiko on that Claude, who can kind of be a lot more mobile and deal that damage. I mean, you're already seeing Brusco rotating to the bottom side. I mean, he realizes that is definitely the focus and the objective. But this is the first Layla game that we have in the Game of Futures 2024 for the winners match group stage A. Is it going to be 100% win rate or 100% loss rate? Time will tell.
Yeah, I mean, in ranked games, she's pretty popular, right? Like, when it reaches the late game, you want burst, you got it in the form of a Layla, and once it positions itself really well, you can definitely dish out the damage. They don't really have a lot of frontline here. They do have Irad to be able to pick up on that early game, but Skylar right now, as long as he doesn't get solo picked off here on his lane, he should be fine, right? Like, just give him the time to farm up, pretty much like the Claude. He should be able to deal out the damage. It does not have that mobility, which is the reason why it doesn't really get picked up in professional play.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen a Layla in an NA scene when it comes to like our qualifiers for international tournaments. So, hey, if
We've
you're
seen
at
it in
North
Malaysia.
America and you're watching it, hey, maybe is this something that you try at home, or do you
This is
just
the key.
put right back on the shelf? Is this the key? Skylar is running it, and we know he's usually more dominant inside of his lane. So I feel like if anybody can pull it off, it's gonna be him.
Yeah, I mean, the Layla pick, right? Like, we were thinking of all the possibilities here. And RRQ was just like, Coach Bren was just like, okay, you know what? Throw out all those possibilities. We're picking up a Layla. And speaking of the Layla, it is pretty much the goal. It's not that far apart from the Claude. So as long as it can maintain the lane, it should be fine. RRQ Hoshi going for the aggression right now. Brusco goes in for the Wave of the Dragon. Does not get anything. Nice tug in there though by Banana. Sawo goes down as the rest of DEUSVULT forced to back away from that one.
Yeah, forced to back away. 2-2 on the scoreboard so far. Both sides having kills, but Brusco was one of the members that fell, and so was Skylar on the Layla early in the game. That was a Magister taking both of those kills. 2-1-0 right now, having a good rotation on this Martis, slotted in that jungle. Sunset Lover taken very low over there by Octa, using the hero that we primarily see Sunset Lover on, Navaria, against him.
Oh man, I was not, of all the options, right? I was not expecting to see this come out here on the match point at that. Like maybe in the first game, right? But match point. Oh man, I mean, I'm just at a loss for words right now. The Layla pick, let's see, right? Like as long as this can scale up, this should be fine. RRQ Hoshi is doing a good job, like picking up all of those objectives just so that the Layla can scale up. Right now, Banana starting up this turtle. Brusco as well, going for the Wave to Dragon. It's going to be Magistar to target. Nice stun there from the side of Octa. Netherrealm going to be worked on here by the side of DEUSVULT, going to be able to sustain. There's the Hard Guard as well onto Magistar. And RRQ Hoshi going to be backing it away. Turtle going to be reset right now as Brusco does not have that Wave to Dragon just yet.
Yeah, and now you are seeing DEUSVULT's pulling the aggro of this turtle. Gonna try and go ahead and claim it. Irrad not really over there, but he does have the mobility with this Joy to close the distance. Turtle does get reset though, giving him a little bit of time to get that purple buff, but not much of a window. Irrad able to get there in the blink of an eye. Magister takes on Brusco. Irrad is able to claim the turtle for RRQ Hoshi, but Magister gets the double kill to respawn. 4-2 kill lead for DEUSVULT.
Oh man, 4 kills here for DEUSVULT, 600 lead for them, and Irrad doing his very best to make this team shine onto the early game. Again, yeah, we still left Skylar unchecked there. Let's take a look at his items later on, but for now, definitely the gold lane needs that farming, and once it reaches that late game, you should be able to dish out that damage that, you know, even the members here at DEUSVULT will have a hard time dealing with.
Yeah, and already seeing DEUSVULT's off to a good start, leading the way in terms of kills and also gold, but lost that first neutral objective on that turtle play. Good steal from Irad last minute. We seen him earlier yesterday with the crazy Lancelot Lord steal, and it just shows you that he's really quick on finding a way into the neutral objective and getting those steals. Now with DEUSVULT in the advantage, they need to find a way to shut down Skylar even more, delay the glass cannon from charging up. Because if it does get to the late game, that's where the Layla is going to come alive. And it'll be very hard to kind of burst him down. They don't really have many heroes on the side of DEUSVULT to get to the back line. I mean, the only one they really have is kind of Kid Bomb. I guess they have Hiko if he can get there with the BMI, but it'll be a little risky, especially with Brusco having this show to be able to use the Way of the Dragon for the single target CC.
Oh man, Brusco right now taking up the damage here coming out from Hiko. Blazing Duet from the backside. He's going to get tugged in there. Sunset Lover going to pick up the kill as DEUSVULT right now standing at 6-2 up against RRQ Hoshi.
Yeah, now you are looking at some damage in the mid lane. Sunset Lover will find Irad. That is going to be another kill into the hands of DEUSVULT, but a response back from RRQ on the bot side. Skylar trying to connect. trying to hit Hiko and take him down, unable to hit the mark, will be forced to recall now. Banana may not be able to expand that distance, forced to use the flicker, but Kid Bomba right behind him really wants the kill, but not able to close the distance.
Yeah. Oh man, DEUSVULT right now, they're doing their very best, making sure that all these lanes are covered before, you know, it heads to the First Lord. And so far, they're covering all of the map straight. Skylar here moving towards the top side to make sure that lane is covered too. But right now, DEUSVULT, they're pressuring after pressure. Nice tug in there, Kid Bomba. Gonna be able to get in all the damage. Sunset Lover to save the day with the Nether Realm, but it's inevitable. They're under the towers here of RRQ Hoshi, and they're gonna take in a lot of the damage as they successfully defend this mid turret.
Yeah, able to defend that mid turret. RRQ Hoshi trying to hold in there. They don't want to
Oh,
lose
jadi
this
Joy,
match
right?
down to stage 1 of the playoffs. They need this victory over DEUSVULT. It's a little bit of a miscalculated play up against DEUSVULT in game number 2. Costed them with the late Lord play. But now, as you are seeing both teams ready to clash it out, battle in the mid lane. Octa pulled back and hit with decimation from Magister. Banana trying to join the party, not able to get there in time. Still behind in terms of kills and gold. RRQ Hoshi up to a little bit of a rough start. Lost their turret on the bottom side. Still holding on to the remainders though, which will give DEUSVULT a little bit of that map control they're looking for. Looking at Hiko though, doing a really good job of rotating around the map. Definitely can tell he's comfortable since he was able to take that turret on the bot side. He has now shifted his focus onto the top lane. But now, speaking of Hiko, Heart Guard activated to keep him alive as Banana tried to get the set. Brusco to about 50% HP. Skylar in the mid lane trying to deal damage with the Layla pick. We'll be fighting and hitting from afar. But DEUSVULT trying to find a way to open up this mid lane turret. Not going to be able to do it though. Lord will spawn in the next 24 seconds.
Ooh, this match get started 9 minutes in. Oh man, I'm just gonna be switching to because I just have to catch my breath just now. Okay, I'm gonna be switching it out with a private dancer, so you guys can expect to see more of me later on in streaming. But I really do want to see what happens here in this match between RRQ Hoshi and Steph, you take the wheel for now.
Yeah, I will definitely take the wheel, but hey, I'm joined by another familiar face, actually on my side of home territory. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You guys seen yesterday on stream, B has joined the party. How you doing?
Jaga jarak Layla. Aduh.
Yeah, Lord very low. It is going to drop down, and that is going to be DEUSVULT able to claim that. And now trying to see some more ground on this game. I know Private is now just joining the table, so we'll do a little bit of a brief recap of what we've seen so far. RRQ Hoshi takes game 1. Game 2, almost able to close it out, but not able to take control of the late game. And an epic turnaround from DEUSVULT, taking it to a game 3, which now we are seeing DEUSVULT leading the way. An unorthodox pick of Skylar from RRQ Hoshi. Did pick up the Layla, which is the first Layla I think that me and you in the game of futures, at least, Private, and definitely haven't seen it in North America in our MSC qualifiers.
Yeah, Layla, one of those picks that here, but man, what a story to tell, what a time to come in here for Kim to see all this excitement here, 1-to-1 between RRQ Hoshi and DEUSVULT right now. Lord crashing in at the bottom.
Yeah, crashing in at the bottom. Irad is going to be able to take down Sunset Lover, but down goes the turret on the top side.
Dapat.
Bomba trying to get away, able to dodge the Astro Meteor just in time. Man, that was like a the electrifying beat. Will be able to pick up that kill. Trying to keep the team alive. Sunset Lover go ahead and hits the Shadow Stampede. Magister will find Brusco. That is going to be a 1-for-1 trade. And yeah, now looking at things, like you said, DEUSVULT needs to kind of play safe, right? Focus on the objectives. This is the first time we've actually seen them take control of the early game up against RRQ Hoshi. Normally they kind of trail behind and then pick it up in the late game when RRQ Hoshi makes a mistake. But so far, they are leading the way in this game. They need to take this turret in the mid lane. If they can take that, then they'll be able to invade the jungle of RRQ Hoshi and put them on a little bit more of a defensive stance in their jungle. Yeah, as we are looking at some of the items popping up on the board. Pay attention to Skylar. That's what we're really looking at. Berserker's Fury does get picked up. Battle all the way though in the mid lane. Another one being activated. 3-man
Kurang ajar
set
banget
with
si
Echo from
Baramos.
afar from Octa connecting to DEUSVULT and now.
Dapat Layla.
Sunset Lover Magister rushes in, finds Brusco. Irad will take down Magister for the double kill.
Wah, kacau
With the hard
kacau.
guard going
Itu
in.
dapat Layla. Wah, gila Layla ultinya, Cok.
Banana, very low. Hiko gets one. Skylar in the bush. He has spotted him out, and Hiko gets the double.
Damage Layla makan tuh, Damage Layla makan
3
tuh.
for 2 trade. DEUSVULT still taking the lead, but Kid Bomba very low, trying to take down Irad. Forced to use that Vengeance. Sao keeping him alive from the side with this Angela pick. 12-8, Lord spawned in. DEUSVULT may have a chance to pull the aggro, but they've got to wait for Magister to spawn back in. They do not have the retribution to be able to take this objective yet. This may be a stalemate for both sides. And honestly, this is the closest game that we have had so far in this entire series between these two amazing teams. But it's going to go down to the wire on who wants it a little bit more.
Dikit lagi, Cok. Sabar.
And now
Boy.
the Lord Pit has been gained by the side of RRQ Hoshi.
And it does seem like we're at a point where both teams are kind of suffering that late game. I want to say that late game fall off where you have people like Irad on the Joy starting to fall off. You've got Magister on the Martis that is starting to fall off. Both teams trying to damage. But for me right now, Skylar is probably, even though it's not a pick we see very often, this is about the point when those Laylas begin to pop off with that heavy damage and that shredding ability.
Cakep, bawah nggak sih, guys?
Yeah, and speaking of shredding
Tapi jangan salah dulu.
on the bot side, Wind of Nature picked up by Hiko will definitely help him out against Skylar. We mentioned the Layla, right? It's a glass cannon, very fragile when touched, but when fighting from afar can deal some massive damage. And it looks like RRQ Hoshi, even though they're down in turrets, they're trying to hold off to the late game. Trust in Skylar. That is going to be the hashtag for today. That is definitely their game plan. But DEUSVULT, it's a ticking time bomb. They need to close this out before Skylar gets the full build.
Yeah, we can see right now a little bit of a dance at the Lord, still trying to vie for position.
Kacau.
His hat off. And right now in a great position, Banana still giving his team vision and making sure that they can counter this when it comes. And Lord at health now, Steph.
Yeah, at health, but it is going to be reset. So we'll get a little bit more of that HP. Banana in a good position to kind of pull that aggro, but Kid Bomba doing great on this CC. This time around, I think he's definitely performing a lot better on it. I mean, he's only 1, 2, and 3, but he's having such a strong frontline presence. But look at RRQ Hoshi's positioning. I mean, Octa is very far out there, not going to be able to engage if this fight does break out inside of the Lord Pit. Now RRQ Hoshi having the control may be able to take this objective.
Yeah, and it's this next one being so important now, right? As both of these teams.
Mantap Layla.
Gets bursted down.
Yeah, bursted down, and now taking the fight into the mid lane is going to go ahead and BMI out of there from Hiko. Magister is going to find Brusco, though. Octa takes down Kid Bomba. 1-for-1 trade. But both teams still able to take this fight. Lord still intact, and nobody has been able to claim it so far, waiting for an opportunity. But it just hasn't been open for either side. But this may be it. Look at Skylar. He's getting closer to late build. I mean, just look at how fast he's chunking down this Lord.
Memang damage-nya Layla tuh mamam tuh Layla.
Now RRQ Hoshi has found their first lead in this game to be able to open up this map.
Sama lu Layla di bed bejir ini mah.
At mid, you can tell, especially with how that Lord went off, how important this game is for both of them. Both teams trying to make sure that they don't make a mistake. We're at the 17-minute mark. Most of the builds already at about full build. We're going to start seeing the show up of some immortalities come up on the screen, maybe even some of those winter truncheons as we start getting later and later. Magister in a little bit of trouble as Irad goes in with the electrifying beats, but decides to turn away.
Yeah, now at the 50K mark for gold. So everybody at the late game build. This is what Skylar's been waiting for.
Nice.
Was Coach Bryn up to a master plan? And Layla, we trust, is the model for RRQ Hoshi as Skylar getting ready to risk it all.
Damage ultinya, Cok. Lu lihat pada tadi, Cok.
Game of Futures 2024. Hiko will find Irad though. Rushes in, may be able to get another immortality being procced on Brusco. May not be able to get out of there as Kid Bomba will shut him down. 2 members down for RRQ Hoshi in the push from DEUSVULT into the mid lane. Banana about 50% HP.
Skylar.
Win the nature, may be able to deal the damage, but Kid Bomba finds him. This is the second kill for Kid Bomba so far in the past 30 seconds. And now a 16-9 kill lead for the side of DEUSVULT.
And through all of this smoke, at the 18-minute mark, mid towers still standing. That's unheard of right now. That just tells you what kind of defense, what kind of game that both of these teams are playing and what they have in mind. Oh, going in, Kid Bomba takes a heap of damage from that tower, but decides to back off and then clear out the mid minions again.
Yeah, able to clear out those mid minions. And Private, this is getting to the late game, and we know what happens when it gets this late. It's a battle of ping pong, and it's just going to boil down to who can execute a little bit better on either the split pushing or the team fights for the neutral objective. So far, we've seen DEUSVULT do a really good job controlling this game, but a similar story to the issue that RRQ Hoshi fell into the last game. They were not able to close it out with the massive advantage they had in the early phase, and now hitting that 20-minute mark, over 50K in gold. Who will be able to turn the tide in their favor and claim this series?
Yeah, and you said it best. We're so late in the game that it comes down to execution, patience. Who's going to make the first mistake? Who's going to get that first advantage? Maybe catch somebody out, checking a bush they shouldn't have, out of position, maybe too far away from their team to be able to back them up, or even maybe diving a tower. Now that we still have all of our mid towers up here, you can see Sunset Lover and Brusco just saying hello to each other in this bush. Couple of little love taps. Ooh, actually wastes a little bit of a flicker there while I talk about that Magister at the top.
Yeah, and the Lord does spawn in RQ Hoshi in a possible place to be able to control it and maybe able to take it. But pay attention to Irad, right? Normally we see Banana being the one to split push when you'd run the Benedetta, but now that he's forced on the Ruby, he kind of lacks a little bit of that mobility to be able to provide that split push, and that's where Irad is going to come into favor, especially on this Joy, being able to have that high mobility. But now with the Lord intact Magister, he's waiting. He knows that RRQ wants this objective, but they're just going to kind of do the dance around the Lord Pit and wait for somebody to make the mistake. This is what we talked about, a battle of the late game down to the wire. 20 minutes in, will we see Davids be able to take it? Big Arm fitted set. Rocking up that Vengeance. Hardguard activated to save Bomba. Is going to be able to sustain himself with the damage. A good save from Sawo. And it looks like they will be able to disengage, but that was a very close call.
Siapa yang berkurang?
And here's the thing too, is on one side you have Hiko, who has to be present, has to be still needs to get his stacks on that Claude from the Lord. So you know that on the other side, Brusco is definitely looking for him, trying to connect so that he can get that Way of the Dragon onto Claude and take him out. Unfortunately, when he puts himself out there, DEUSVULT ready. Oh my god, look at the damage he just took.
Damage-nya gila.
Like a headshot right there, 50% HP. Over there onto Hiko from Octa on this Navaria. But look at DEUSVULT trying to deal some massive damage to the Lord. Kibamba very low. Look at Sawa though, already
ulti ngapain sih Skylar? Astaga.
Moment's notice.
Sayang anjir,
doing their best. Kid Bomba doing his best to try to zone out the rest of the team. Look at all the damage.
Oh, situ bebas nih.
You can see that the
Joy dapat Joy.
And this actually might be going to DEUSVULT. Oh, but look at him at the top.
Oh, yep, and now Irad has been known to close the distance. He's got so many Lord steals. Got one with the Lancelot. He's gotten one with the Lord before, but not this time around. Sawa will shut him down.
Atas.
RRQ Hoshi, DEUSVULT has found their opportunity to possibly seize this game. And the clash is now on the way. RRQ Hoshi wants revenge. Skylar finds Hiko. Sunset Lover will take down Brusco. Skylar gets a double. Down goes Sunset Lover. The glass cannon. Go.
Oh, but I mean, you have Sunset Lover. They're going to have to come back to the base. They're going to have to clear that out. But even with the advantage, DEUSVULT find a kill, but then answering back, RRQ Hoshi able to find some kills of their own to make sure that they're not able to put pressure on this. Oh my god!
Gue bilang, remake Violet jangan diremehkan. Batu banget. Gue nge-push rank sampai.
Sunset Lover did fall. You see everybody having a hard time now against Skylar.
Udah gue bilang jangan diragukan.
Octa is going to be able to stay.
Jangan diragukan. Udah lot.
Connected there. But nonetheless, they've taken the advantage and will be able to seize this Lord.
Yeah, unless we get them rushing in here, but this does look like, especially with Skylar's damage, this is the Lord that's going to be going over to RRQ Hoshi. We're taking a look at the items. We're starting to see the show. Some of those immortalities are out yet, and it's all going to come down to this base defense. But this is a 23-minute Lord.
Now, was Coach Bryn up to some devious activity with this Layla being slotted in? Does he know something we don't? Because it looks like this may end up winning the game for RRQ Hoshi with the full late game build and a Luminous Lord making his way through the top side.
I guess we'll have to find out.
Inilah yang harus dilawan, cok. Oh, mantap. Terus.
Yeah, big Amafenda is going to land. Lord makes his way into the base for DEUSVULT. One final stand. This is their chance to turn it around, possibly make it up to the Stage 2 playoffs of the Game of Futures 2024. RRQ Hoshi finding a hard time making it into their base, and DEUSVULT will be able to clear out this Lord.
But they still have the lanes to contend with. Still have the bottom, or the mid and the bottom. You can see all of the minions started to crash in here. They still have their high grounds, so still some defense up there. But I mean, man, at this point in the game, all it takes is a good team fight to reduce some of those towers down to paper.
I'm telling you right now, Skylar is looking for that savage play. You just see how patient he's waiting in the back line, waiting to seize the opportunity to deal that long-range damage. Now, the Lord is not in anymore. They were able to burst it down from DEUSVULT, so they have another chance to turn this around. Some solid defense on that push from RRQ Hoshi. Again, at another stalemate, 24 minutes in. I mean, even looking at the items, everybody is in double digits now in terms of gold. Wind of Nature was picked up from Skylar, and then also Wind of Nature from Hiko. Definitely going to have to bait one of them out in order to deal that final hit against each other if it boils down to it. But 13-9, honestly, it doesn't even matter. We're not even, the kills don't matter. The gold doesn't matter anymore. This official late game, it's going to be a 5v5 clash or a battle on this Lord. So RC and RQ very comfortable now. They're in the back in this entire game, but have found their footing.
Yeah, and right now the thing is you're at the point you need an answer for Skylar. You cannot leave him in the back. You cannot leave him doing damage to your team. And that's a problem for DEUSVULT right now, because in the front lane, you have a Rod who's going to be able to go in there, do a lot of burst damage, and they're all going to try to focus that down. And while that's happening, you still have Skylar in the back. So that is the big question here, is can DEUSVULT find a way to get to that back to be able to take Skylar out for some of the next fights?
And you're already seeing them trying to take control of these lanes. DEUSVULT's going to go ahead and clear the top side, ready to take this fight into the Lord Pit. But can they sustain themselves? Skylar's going to be very hard now. They need to find a way to get to him in the backline. And they don't have the easiest composition to do it. Maybe Kid Bomba can rush back there, or Hiko. The Blazing Duet could be the trick, but they have to watch out for that Wind of Nature, because as soon as he procs that, he may be able to burst them down. Lord at about 50% HP, and it looks like RRQ Hoshi may be able to take this. Where is Magister? Not able to get there in time, and Lord will go to RRQ Hoshi.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because they have waves pushing the rest of the
team. Sering ulti anjir.
With those, while Magister was basically being zoned out by the rest of RRQ Hoshi while they took the Lord. So it was basically him alone trying to get in there. And I mean, you're not really going to earn much by trying to dive in there and dying, being one down with this Lord coming down as well. Just 2 high grounds left, Steph.
That's right, 2 high grounds left and 1 Layla ready to take it into the base of DEUSVULT. This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
Anggap remeh. Damage kan, no, mamam.
Skylar be able to close it out with the Layla. Be able to turn this around, take down the Luminous Lord, and clear the team of RRQ Hoshi, knocking at the door for their base. In a minute's notice, we will know which way this will go. Down goes the inhibitor for the mid lane. Lord at about 25% HP will be bursted down. Blazing Duet from Hiko to be able to clear RRQ Hoshi's favor. And now may have to still try and contest with minions. Do they go in for it though, or do they push back and wait for the next Lord to spawn in? And Private, I think we might be seeing a 30-minute game.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. It's not as exciting, but it is the smart play. Lord goes in, you take down the high ground towers. That's all you got to do, because you know you're winning these team fights when it comes to the next Lord. So all you need to do is be patient, wait for the next Lord, and then you have the pushing power against DEUSVULT without any defense.
Yeah, and right now, Team Underscore picked up from Kid Baba. There it goes. Skylar doing massive damage. Magister, very low, is going to go ahead and get a little bit of that regen from Angela. They're definitely going to be testing out Sawo and making sure he can heal the team up as everybody at that full build. We're not in late game private. We're in late game. As we are looking at both teams fighting it out. Astro DEUSVULT, a possible chance for them to deal some damage. It's like a game of cat and mouse right now between both of them, because DEUSVULT, they want to find a way to get the Skylar, but they don't have anybody that can really close the distance before getting bursted down. Yes, you have Kid Bomba, but as soon as he rushes in there, Skylar is going to pretty much take him out, or he's going to get hit by Brusco. But on the same side of the table, for the side of RRQ Hoshi, they need to find a way to close out this game, and they're engaging and disengaging is where they have a slight disadvantage. They need to find Brusco going in with the way of the dragon to get a possible setup if they want to be able to end this game, or Banana finding a crucial set with the I'm Offended.
Gila Novaria cok, kacau damage juga.
This is that's kind of the big play of this game right now. I mean, you saw a little bit of a fight here at the purple buff. Luckily, Magister still able to get the retry off, get his purple buff here. But yeah, as you're taking a look at these items, I mean, oh, Layla actually does not have the defensive item, so you actually might be able to burst her down.
Yeah, no boots. Running out there with just plain old socks in the land of Dawn. Kid Baba rocking that vengeance. Very low hit with the sniping Skylar. Will shut him down. Kid Baba will fall and may open up the opportunity for the next Lord to be taken again by RRQ Hoshi. Can DEUSVULT contest? Do they go in, or do they just risk it all? Go back to the base and try to take down another Luminous Lord and pretty much take him out, or he's going to get hit by for the side of RQ Hoshi. They need to find a way to close out this game, and they're engaging and disengaging is where they have a slight disadvantage. They need to find Brusco going in with the way of the dragon to get a possible setup if they want to be able to end this game, or Banana finding a crucial set with the I'm Offended.
Yeah, and this is that's kind of the big play of this game right now. I mean, you saw a little bit of a fight here at the purple buff. Luckily, Magister still able to get the retry off, get his purple buff here. But yeah, as you're taking a look at these items, I mean, oh, Layla actually does not have the defensive item, so you actually might be able to burst her down.
Yeah, no boots. Running out there with just plain old socks in the land of Dawn. Kid Baba rocking that vengeance. Very low. Skylar will shut him down. Kid Baba will fall and may open up the opportunity for the next Lord to be taken again by RRQ Hoshi. Can DEUSVULT contest? Do they go in, or do they just risk it all? Go back to the base and try and take down yet another Luminous Lord.
They have to know they have to make something happen here. They're not going to be able to withstand another Lord push, but they already have into the core right now, and this is going to be another Lord for RRQ.
Ooh, this is the set they're looking for. Possible kill. Damage on a DEUSVULT. Playing duet into the back line. Skylar takes out Magister. Hiko finds Brusco. Skylar still alive. Immortality being procced on Hiko. He needs to get out of there. The BMI not able to make up the distance. Irad will shut him down. Banana will fall. Sunset Lover takes down Irad. Banana with a truncheon play, still alive, but Sunset Lover gets the double. Skylar though, Octa 2v2.
Oh my gosh.
Down to the wire.
Finds
another. Sawa will fall, and ladies and gentlemen, RRQ Hoshi will take the winner's match
the
and
best.
move on forward in Games of Future to stage 2 of the playoffs, shutting down their opponent in that bloodbath of a game. DEUSVULT drops down into stage 1 of the upper qualifiers.
Ooh, I just got here and I am already sweating. Let me tell you, that was a match.
Dude,
No
I'm
matter
not
who won
impressed.
that match there, What a fight by DEUSVULT, not willing to give it up. But when it came to the one place that a Layla shines is the late game, especially if you're able to are in the back lane. I just
36 paling gede cok, lihat tuh cok, Layla cok.
hats off when it came.
I think so, but
Не получал опыта, не получал денег. Вот.
Everything is
also get, yeah, definitely among other.
Berarti RRQ kelar ya guys. Oke, thank you.